Hey, what's up guys, Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me, supporting me, as always, salute. Now, today's video, we're going to really get into helping people that are having challenging credit really build up a strong credit profile. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to talk about some of the soft pull credit cards for bad credit with no credit check. Okay, but here's the thing about it. It's not just about credit cards. Okay, in order for you to have a strong established file, it has to be more than credit card. But here's some things that you can do even before you apply for a credit card. These are the things that's going to help you boost up your credit score. Alright, now the first one, I would tell you, sign up for Experian Boost. Okay, so for those of you may have heard of it, you may haven't taken action on it, but it's really important. Okay, then I want you to go on your phone. Some of you, it's called extra credit. Okay, extra credit, debit, but it's an app on your phone. Okay, it's a black card. And here's the thing about it. I know that everyone's bank may not allow them to hook up to this extra debit thing. Okay, so I understand that. But for those of you that do, let me explain to you how it works. Alright, so here's the situation. Every transaction that you use with your debit card, you hook your debit card up to it, all of your transactions, those transactions at the end of the month get reported to the credit bureaus. Now, especially for you guys that may be paying rent with a money order or cash and stuff like that, stop that. Okay, and here's the reason why. With the new FHA housing rules and stuff like that, what they're doing, they're implementing a new system in. So, and it's going to record all of your monthly rent payments to be calculated into helping you qualify for a mortgage. So when you're paying with cash or you're paying with a money order or something like that, it's very hard to track that. Okay, so that's the reason that I would tell you guys to use something like this through your bank, hooking your bank account information up. That way it tracks through your bank, so that way when you're ready to qualify for an FHA mortgage, again, they have implemented the system. I don't know if it's full swing, but they have started implementing where they look at your on-time payments to give you credit to help you qualify for a FHA mortgage. Okay, so that's the reason that this is important. Now, here's another thing. Like with Experian Boost, it's what, your Netflix, Spotify, your subscription service, right? But here's also another one. It's called Grow Credit. It's the same thing with subscriptions. They have different platforms and stuff like that. But at the same time, your subscriptions being reported, so you'll get reports from Experian Boost on your credit as well as with Grow Credit. Okay, and so again, helping you to increase your credit score. All right. Now I know some of you are like, well, what about inquiries? Stick with me because this is really going to make sense in a minute. So just stick with me because I want to talk about these cards first. And also, again, going back to your rent. For those of you that are paying rent, okay, and you may be sharing rent with people and stuff like that. Now, in terms of if you're sharing rent with people and stuff like that, what you could do if you have a credit card, you can hook your credit card up to, it's a company called Plastic, okay? And you can pay them through Plastic, okay? So that way it can show as a rent payment. But if you follow the steps that I'm telling you, it'll be a much easier transaction, okay? Because with you have two companies. I'm not affiliated with these companies, I'm just sharing them with you. It's called Rental Karma. Okay? Rental Karma. If any of you guys are using these systems, put a comment below. Let me know, hey Houston, I use this, and they report to you. I think Rental Karma reports to Equifax and TransUnion. They may only be reporting to TransUnion because with some of these third-party companies, sometimes the credit bureaus will drop them or whatever. So I don't know, but if anybody that's watching the video, put a comment, let me know, hey Houston, Rental Karma is reporting to XYZ. Okay? And then you have another rental place called Boom Pay. Okay, and to my understanding, with Boom Pay, they take up to 24 months of rent payments, and they report it to your credit file. Okay, so if you used any of these systems, put a comment below. Let me know who they report to. Let the community know who they report to and stuff like that, because I think it's very important, especially when you're trying to rebuild your credit. Okay, especially when you're trying to focus on buying a house. Okay, or you're trying to boost up your credit so you can get qualified for business funding to start your business. Okay, so that's the reason that I'm showing you the most effective, cheapest and fastest ways to help boost up your credit score. Now, another way to help boost up your credit score is to have some of those inquiries removed off your credit report. Now, again, with Experian, sometimes you can just call and let them know if that inquiry is over 9 months or whatever, or you have multiple inquiries because you was trying to get a car loan, or you was trying to apply for a mortgage and then qualify and stuff like that. You can call Experian over the phone, or call the fraud department, let them know that, hey, some of these companies on here, I did not agree to do business with, and they usually would remove it off. Now, with TransUnion and Equifax, when it comes to removing inquiries and stuff, they want you to, sometimes they want you to send in a police report. But you didn't have identity theft, but hey, that's how they play the game. And in order for you to get a police report, you can go right online. Okay, you can go right online to get a police report or whatever. They'll just give you a report number or whatever, and then you can ask them, how do you actually download the report? Now, for those of you like, well, I never had identity theft or whatever, well, that may not be true. Here's the reason why. With the credit bureau breaches, your information was put out in the system. That's the reason I tell people, when you think that you're safe, your credit, social security number, date of birth and stuff is not on the internet. It is. It's in Google's system. Okay? And it's unfortunate, but it's out there. Alright? So just keep that in mind. But in terms of, like, if you had a Yahoo account, a lot of companies, big companies, had breaches, right? And because they had breaches and stuff, and you may have been affiliated with these companies and stuff, then that classifies as identity theft. All right, so just keep that in mind. So if you need a police report to challenge errors on your credit file and stuff like that, just keep that in mind. There's a lot of bigger companies out there that you may have been in their database, and their database was compromised. Okay, so with that being said, let's talk about some of these here cards that do soft pull, even if you have bad credit, to approve you. Now, we're going to break this into two sections. First, we're going to talk about the credit cards that do a soft pull, but they have a high annual fee. Okay, and then we're going to talk about the soft pull credit cards that don't have an annual fee. Okay, and so one of these things that I definitely want to mention to you about these cards, when I'm talking about these cards, some of you guys may already have these cards. You may have these cards over 2 years. Okay, if you have that card over 2 years, you have good payment history and stuff, and you're just paying that annual fee, I would tell you, please do not close that card until you actually have other cards that are replacing that card. Because if you close that card with that 2-year history and you don't have other cards with history on them, it will hurt your credit and drop your credit score. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So the first card that we're going to be talking about is Flex Mastercard. Now, you'll notice a pattern. A lot of these high interest cards are Mastercards. Well, here's another thing about it. Say that you wanted to use these credit cards to pay your mortgage or whatever. Well, with mortgage companies, they don't accept Visa, they don't accept Discover, but they will accept a Mastercard. They won't even accept American Express, but Mastercard, they will accept a Mastercard. And using that platform plastic that I told you about, you would connect your credit card to plastic and pay your mortgage with these here cards and stuff like that. Now, with the Flex Mastercard, their annual goes anywhere from $75 up to $99. All right, that's their annual. Now, their starting limits is $300. Okay, and for every 6 months it doubles. And once, right now they said the max is about $2,000. So again, some of you guys may have had these cards a long time, may have had limits on them, low limits and stuff on it, but if you had them at good payment and stuff like that, you may can ask if they would increase it. Okay, and again, right now they're increasing it up to $2,000. So just keep that in mind. The same as with Applied. And again, I know that these here these third-party companies like this, I know that their fees and stuff is very high. Okay, but at the same time, if you're rebuilding your credit and you're trying to look at a starting point with unsecured credit cards and stuff, those fees, you would just have to eat those fees until your credit is better, unfortunately. Now, their annual fees, first year is $75, then second year is $45. Okay, and they start at about $300. Then, now again, like I said, we're going to talk about the annual fee cards, and then we'll talk about the no annual fee cards. All right, so you have a Fit Mastercard, excuse me, FIT, Fit Mastercard. Again, with their annual fee of $99, all right, they start at $400, and then after 6 months, they double it to $800. Okay, and that's after 6 months. Now, again, guys, with some of these cards, the interest rates may be crazy, but at the same time, if it's going to give you a start, then why not? Okay, and then the fourth one we're talking about is Fortiva. Alright, Fortiva Mastercard. If you have any questions wanting your personal credit examined and stuff, click the link below. I also put a link below, so for those of you that want to actually check out these cards, if you think that they'll help you rebuild your credit. Okay, now their fees is $85 up to $175. Good God, that's a lot. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. But at the same time, again, you want cards that's going to report. Now here's the thing, they go anywhere from $350 to $1,000. Now here's the thing I want you all to understand. You don't need a whole lot of these cards. These high prime, subprime cards and stuff, don't go overboard with them. All you need is two or three. Okay, because again, you need to have a mix. So if you do this here first step first, and then get 2 or 3 of these cards. All right, and then let me talk about some of the no annual fee cards. No, okay. All right. So with the no annual fee cards, you have Petal 1 and 2. All right. So you have Petal 1 and 2. All right. So their limits start at 500 and up to 5,000. Okay. Just depends on what's on your credit file. Then you have credit .ai. They report a trade limit of $1,500 on your credit file. Okay. Then you have Tomo. Okay. Tomo actually is a charge card. All right. And so they go up to 10,000. Again, if any of you guys have any of these cards, put it in a comment. Let me know what you think. Which ones do you feel is better than the other ones and stuff like that, so the community will know. If I'm explaining this, give me a thumbs up, comment, hey, you know, is this valuable information that can help the community? I really appreciate it, okay? Then you have Deserve, EDU. Now, like some of these cards, you may be a foreigner, you don't have a social, you may have your TIN number and stuff like that. Like some of these cards, if you don't have an ITIN or a social, they'll have you to get a passport. So they'll use your passport to help you open up an account as well. So I think that's what Deserve. So don't overlook them for its limits and stuff. I don't know their actual limits. But then you have Avant. They have the Avant card. Now, with the Avant card, they have a $39 fee. Alright? But I think they go up to $1,000. Now, if I'm not correct on some of these, I appreciate it. You guys putting it in the comments. Let me know, hey Houston, these limits are low or these limits are too high or whatever. I appreciate the feedback. So again, so the community will know how to deal with this. Now here's something that I want to share with you guys. All right. Now, some of you guys may be members of Navy Federal, okay? And I know I made a video, and for you guys that haven't seen the video, please comment, hey Houston, let me see the video. But it's the Navy Federal Midnight Hack, right? It's the Navy Federal Midnight Hack. And what it is where you get a pre-approved first, and then you apply for a credit card after midnight, right? But here's the thing about it. Some people are like, well, it don't work. And that's not true, because people are still being approved. Now, here's the crazy part about this. These people that are members, you do have to be a member of Navy Federal. So if you want to learn how to become a member, I have a video that explains that as well. But nonetheless, with the Navy Federal Midnight Hack, okay, people with even a credit score of 530, okay, they've been approved for $25,000. Now, you're like, well, how is that possible? Well, their internal scoring, which I made a video on that too, with their internal scoring is what Navy Federal was looking at. Now, some of you guys, you may be fans of American Express and you would like to build a relationship with American Express, right? So I do have a video. Excuse me. I do have a video. All right, and that video actually shows you how to build a relationship with American Express. So if you want to see that video or the Navy Federal video, please put a comment, hey Houston, can I see those videos? And please be specific. If you want to see both videos, put the word both. If you just want to see the Navy Federal hack video or the MX, please identify which video you would like to see. Okay, so that's very important. Now, also, if you may not have the best credit, but some of you guys may be able to get a student credit card. So do not just overlook these, because these student credit cards can also help you out as well. Now, some of the easier places to get a student credit card is Discover, as well as Capital One. Alright, so Discover and Capital One. You know what, Capital One, I'm going to put that over here. They don't have an annual fee, and they have a their Capital One Platinum, okay? And some of you guys, even though you may have challenging credit and stuff, some of you guys may be able to qualify for even a Capital One Platinum card, okay? It's still a starter card and stuff like that, but you may be able to qualify for it. Now, here's the thing about it with these here credit cards that have the annual fees, have the high fees. Most of these cards, if you're just getting out of a bankruptcy, they're okay with that. If you've just been discharged from bankruptcy and stuff, they're okay with that. They will still approve you. Okay? Now, like I said earlier, you need a good credit mix. Okay? So, again, if you have, if you're paying on a car, and you're dealing with a person that's buy here, pay here, that don't report, again, by you signing up for the extra credit card, debit card and stuff, now that car payment can be show up on your credit as well. Okay, so that's a way to actually get that car payment to be show up on your credit. All right, now here's another thing. Let's talk about some other things that you would need, and that would be loans. Okay, you need a loan on your credit. Okay, now for those of you that are members of credit unions and stuff, you may want to look at pledge loans. I know Navy Federal has them, but I'm going to talk about some other credit unions you may want to look at as well. Now, you have Penn Fed, and these are small dollar loans and stuff that don't do no credit check and stuff like that, okay? So that's the reason that I'm sharing these with you. So you have Penn Fed ARC loan, and it's $500, okay? But again, credit unions, of course, you know, you have to become a member. So that's very important. So then you have Metro Credit Union, okay? Now with Metro Credit Union, they go up to $1,500, all right? Then you have Freedom First. Now with Freedom First, they go up to $1,000, and again, you have to become a member of them. But at the same time, if you're already a member, being able, and you have challenging credit, these are low interest loans and stuff. The reason is they're trying to keep people from going to payday lenders, where it's very high very high interest on loans and stuff like that. So that's the reason that the credit unions started doing it as well. Now, if you're in New York, this is very important. You have First New York Credit Union, okay? And because I know a lot of people are like, well, New York doesn't offer payday loans and stuff like that. But you can go to First New York Credit Union, and they loan up to $1,000. Okay, being that you have to become a member. All right. Then you have DCU. DCU, they have the quick loans. And with their quick loans, you don't make a payment for the first 60 days. Now, if that's correct, that's what they're saying. If somebody has taken out a loan with DCU, please put a comment below and let me know that you have a payday loan through. It's the same thing. All of these are still payday loans, just lower interest rates, okay? So they're small dollar loans. All right, but let me know that these loans report on your credit file, as well as what other challenges or what other experiences you had. Now, you have GHS Credit Union. Now with GHS Credit Union, they loan up to $1,000. Okay? So this is why you have your revolving credit. Like I said, if you don't, and I got a strategy for you, just hold on. If you don't want to use your money, okay, to do secured loans, secured cards and stuff like that, this would be the best way to go. Now, here's what I would do. If I got approved, say for 2 of these high interest loans and 1 of these 0 annual fee loans, okay, credit cards, credit cards. Then if I was to get approved for 1 of these here loans, I would take these here, take that money, and I would do a secured card and a larger secured loan with the credit unions. You can do it with a bank if you want to, but I think the leverage for most people starting out would be with the credit unions, okay? But I would take that money and I would do a secured card and a secured loan with these here lenders. You have to be careful on the advance. If the interest rate on the advance fee is too high, then I probably wouldn't do it, okay? But at the same time, it is an option. I did make a video in terms of some ways to actually liquidate credit cards and stuff like that, to where it doesn't charge you an advance fee, okay? Because some of these cards you can set up and then you can liquidate them, but it's a certain way you have to do it. So I made a video explaining that. But secure card and a secure loan. So now you have these 4 reporting. You have just said 3 of these reporting. You have 1 or 2 of these reporting, and then you have this reporting. So now you have a strong mix of credit, okay? And understanding that the limits are low or whatever, but at the same time, you'll still have a strong credit file, okay? So that's the reason I tell you, you don't have to go overboard. Just 2 or 3 of these, 2 or 3 of these credit cards here. Make sure you get a loan here. Make sure that you do this here, okay? And so that would give you a strong enough file to where if you wanted to get a home, if you wanted to get a new car loan, and I would tell you, if you're going to get a car loan with some lenders, you probably want to go through the credit union, because with the banks, they would charge you a higher interest rate than with the credit unions, okay? Or your mortgage as well. Now there's one other financial institution I'm going to add here, and that's Consumer Financial Development Institute. Consumer Development Financial, I think it's the Consumer Development Financial Institute, okay?